Hello, hello. How are you doing out there? Welcome to Real Talk Live with Arnette D Love. And y'all know I've been on the road. I've been traveling today, but nothing was going to keep me from you. Nothing was going to keep me from you guys today. So listen, I want to talk about when friends have beef. Now, Okay, let's see what's going on. Had a slight pause, but like I said, I hope all is well. I've been on the road, I've been traveling, but I am back with you. Couldn't wait to get back with you. Now, I know I normally stick to local happenings around here, only things that I go through. But like I told you, in season 3 we're gonna take a little twist. We're gonna do some things differently, and I just want to do something different today. And I want to talk about when friends have beef. And we're not just talking about any friends, we're talking about the friends that we know to be high cases of beef. I mean, like Anita Baker and Babyface. Let's talk about that, because we can apply that to our everyday life as well. Okay, first of all, when you're in a position where people look up to you, when people feel that you are a legend, when people have taken your character and put it on a pedestal, should I say, there are certain things that you do not listen to. There are certain things you do not adhere to, certain things you do not respond to. And social media just happen to be one of those things, Auntie Baker. I guess I can call you Auntie Nita. Yeah, you're a little older than me. So I call you Auntie, because the thing is, you should not be listening to or paying attention to what people's writing on Twitter. Yeah, that should be the least of your worries. And if Mr. Babyface haven't said it directly, if it didn't come out of his mouth, if you didn't see where he wrote anything, you shouldn't even be worrying about that stuff. And if he did, that's something as an older woman, because I think you are older than him, contact him personally. But I mean, this thing has gotten out of control. Your poor, bless your heart, and you done got your feelings all hurt and mixed up because of the fans and all that stuff. Now, I don't know how far you go with the social media, but don't come for me, Auntie. I'm just speaking what I know about how you should behave. Adequacy, social media adequacy. And when you are a star, a superstar, you should not be clapping back about other performers to the fans, because the fans gonna do what fans do, and they're gonna get mad and tell you they don't like the fact that you kicked him off the tour and all that stuff. That's what they do. But he admitted that he was not a one of the top stars of your show. He was a supporting act. He was the person to come on before you. He admitted to all of that. He don't have a problem with it. He was just so humble because of the love, he said, that he has for you, and the respect that he has for you. And you just keep biting at all these fans, and can you really say they fans? Because first of all, his fan base, now I'm just gonna say his fan base is actually around my age, in the 50s or so. So can you even say that they're his fans? Probably some young people that don't know how y'all used to roll back in the day. Don't know that he used to open up for you. So this was something, special, something that wasn't uncommon for him, because he's opened up for you before. And now you're going on Twitter and clapping back for what? You're a lot bigger than that, ma'am. You're a lot bigger than that. So my suggestion is to let this thing die out. Because for real, you both have made your coins. You both have already set a place in society as legends, as awesome performers. And this is not even called for y'all. This right here, Anita Baker and Babyface, this is beneath you. Leave Twitter. Matter of fact, why don't you just stay off of Twitter, Auntie, for a little while until you can get yourself together? Because Twitter got you going crazy. Let it go. It's not that serious. I'm telling you, we don't really care. We don't really care. Half of us, his fan base, your fan base, we ain't really going to your show anyway, like talking about, because we done heard so much of it. It doesn't matter whether you kick them off the show or not. We're going to pull your stuff up on YouTube, So I'm just saying, let that stuff go. Don't cause a wedge between y'all friendship just because y'all couldn't make it on the show. I mean, you saying that he was trying to take over the show. Maybe that's true, but he's denying it. Babyface denying it. He's like, he won't try to do nothing. He would just, right now he's winning because he's being so humble. So he's winning. He's not clapping back. He's not talking about you. He's offering so much respect, Auntie. Let it go. Let it go. But now, to talk, what I want to talk about is this beef between these two friends. Now, let me give this disclaimer. I'm not taking any sides. I don't want no problems. I don't want no drama. But President Putin and his former friends like Chef, what is it, Eugensky Prigozhin, whatever his name is. So let me put some respect on it. I pray I got it right. The rebellion leader of Wagner Group. If this was ever an example of I'm a buck on my friend because I know he's truly weak, this is a prime example of that, because it almost, to me, it takes you to a place where he already know Putin be selling them wolf tickets. Now I ain't trying to start nothing, y'all. I'm just saying he knew Putin be selling wolf tickets because from what I get out of it, he was the person that they would send out to train folks or send out to do things that the Russian army couldn't do. They would send him and his group out there, because they were trained to do more than what the average army could do. And so Putin, no, he was a bad man. He was a bad man. He was the get it done man. He was the man that you call when you need some undercover stuff done right quick like. And so now the man ain't got mad because basically, he felt like they were led into some stuff. There was some lies and all that stuff, and turned on Putin. And Putin was going to get him, so he's safe, but all of a sudden now you're letting him go into exile. What is going on? I would like to know in depth what's going on, because the way he made Putin look weak, I don't even know what to say. And now Putin threatening the NATO and all that stuff. I mean, for real, Putin, I don't think nobody paying attention to you, because your friend made you look real bad, made you look real weak, made you look like you just a bunch of hot air. I mean, he talked that trash. He was like, basically, what you gonna do? Matter of fact, I'm coming for you. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it was just it was just surprising that uproar had happened. So maybe sit back and think about what you need to do, Mr. Putin, Mr. President. I want to keep the respect, because I don't want you coming for me. I'm just, talking about what we hear on the TV, because CNN played that junk for, I know, about 2 days straight, at least, all day long. I don't even know how CNN does it. I mean, CNN, y'all played that story all day long for 2 days straight. I turned the TV off, came back, turned the TV back on. It was still on CNN about what is going on in Russia. I know there has to be something going on in the United States that's just as good, but I can't believe how y'all have milked that story about them. I mean, really and truly. So anyway, but back to when friends have beef. Now, when you're going, let's go back to Putin and Mr., put that respect on his name, Prigozhin. Let's go back to them, because this is a prime example or when you have shared too much with your friend, when your friend know your weaknesses, when your friend know you ain't about that life. This is a prime example of what happens, because then they turn on you. They already know you don't have any comeback. You don't have this. You don't have that. And that's the same as, let's go with ourselves, sharing too much information with our friends. Everybody can't be that friend that keep your business to themselves, even when you're beefing, even when y'all have issues. Everybody cannot be that friend, right? And so when you share too much with your friend, what tends to happen is your friend tends to start telling your business. And so when your friend know too much of your business and they don't have any respect for you anymore, and then they start telling your business, some things gonna get out that shouldn't be let out. So that's why we have to be careful and mindful what we share, how much we going to tell. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I've done it only one time. Only one time have I done it. And I did it to somebody that had really, I'm going to tell you, I have never hated anybody. I have never hated anybody until this person turned on me. And I literally hated that person. I mean, I hated that person. And I wanted nothing more than to let people know that this individual wasn't who they said they were. This individual was just as dirty as everybody else was saying they was dirty when I was taking up for him. I wanted everybody to know that this individual was a piece of crap. I'm just going to tell y'all. And so everything that I knew about this individual, I really wanted to spread. I wanted to tell everybody, because you was walking around like you was just so high corn and stuff like that. You know, your stuff don't stink. And it was my goal to tell everybody, hey, this is not who they're portraying to be. But I held my tongue with some things, so I didn't let everything out the bag, because this is not the type of person I am. But I did tell some things. To certain people, I told some things that I didn't tell to everybody I wanted to tell it to, because my loyalty wouldn't allow me to. But God knows, if I wasn't that type of person, I would have spreaded that news throughout the streets of our city. I would have called the news channel. I would have put it all on the radio. I'm telling you, y'all, I would have told everybody. But it was just something that was in me that wouldn't allow me to do so. But I'm telling you, everybody's not going to have that restraint. And so when you start sharing everything with your friends, and I'm talking about everything, you know, you got people married out here and they cheating on their spouses and whatnot, and we're sharing with our friends. We letting our friends know, oh yeah, I'm seeing this person, I'm seeing that person, I'm seeing that person. And a lot of times you don't even know whether your friend is attracted to your spouse or attracted to your significant other. And that's all they need, is some ammunition to say, hey, look, be careful, because this, that, and the other, or come and go with me. I remember I had a come and go with me moment. My girlfriend knew that the guy that I was dating was messing around, and she didn't want to tell me. She didn't want to come out and tell me. So what she did was say, hey, can you meet me at this club over here, such and such? I'm celebrating my birthday. I would like for you to be there. And I was like, okay. So I went to the club, and she said, I'm so glad you came. Come here, I want to show you something. And she walked me right to in front of his table. Right in front of his table with him and the other woman. And I was like, okay, so that's what we're doing. Okay. And she told me, she said, I knew that if I had told you, it would have been a little difficult for you to believe me. She said, so I just wanted to show you myself to make sure that you knew what was going on. And then we had a good time. We partied and all that stuff. But I knew, you know, she didn't let it just pop up on me. She showed it to me. And so a lot of times, you know, you have to be careful what you're doing. You have to be careful what you're doing. You know, you have to be careful who you share things with. I don't think I ever shared anything with anybody that I was ashamed of, except like I told y'all, it was just that one incident when I was attacked that I never revealed until later in life. But other than that, I mean, anything I've done, I've done. If you want to tell, go ahead and tell. I mean, it'll soon pass over, and then what? And then what? But I wouldn't share anything with my friends that I didn't want to come out. Like if I was married and I was just so happened to be cheating on my husband, which I wouldn't, y'all. I wouldn't. But if I was cheating on my husband, I wouldn't share that with anybody. I'd be scared to share it with the person that I'm cheating on. That I'm cheating on him with. I wouldn't want that to come out because, first of all, I wouldn't want to hurt my husband. Apparently, must be something going on that's just not right in the marriage, and not something that I feel like I should tackle instead of trying to cheat on him. But this is just hypothetically. We have to be mindful that when we share these things with our so-called friends, there may be an opportunity or a chance that we may end up not being friends. We may end up falling out. We may end up having disagreements to where this friend want to get back at me, and when the friend get back at me, the friend start putting all of my business in the street. And getting back to Putin, friend, he knew what was going on. He knew how Putin was going to react, and he didn't give no peas in the bucket. He didn't give anything, right? He had nothing to give. He did not care that Putin was going to have a baby, that Putin was going to get it upset and call him a traitor and all. He didn't care at all. He knew how he was going to respond, and he wasn't scared. He didn't care, and it just made him look like, as a president, it didn't make him look strong at all, And I'm afraid now. My fear is that because the man made him look weak, he may feel like he need to do something and retaliate on the NATO. You know what I'm saying? Because he said that they're giving Ukraine weapons and all that stuff to fight back. And so I'm praying that that's not how he's thinking. Don't jump on NATO because your friend called you out. You know what I'm saying? But this is what happens when friends have beef. They know a lot about you. They know too much, and then they start using it against you. And that's what I feel like, because his friend used that against him, it made him appear very, very, very weak. Okay? But look. So my question to you, when you have beef with your friends, how you acting? How you acting? Are you telling? Are you telling everything? You being a snitch? Well, what you doing? Or are you keeping that stuff and keeping that friendship, that loyalty between friends at 100, at 100, at 100? How we acting? Somebody tell me, because I mean, I do my best to keep it at 100. Like I said, I only turned out one time, and that's because I literally, that love that I had became hatred. And I never, ever want to ever experience that again. Ever. That's a bad thing, y'all. Y'all know how they say it's a thin line between love and hate? It really is. And we have to be mindful to not allow ourselves to hit that thin line, because I'm gonna tell y'all, it was not cute at all. It was very ugly. It was very ugly. And so we have to make sure we don't do that, because you should never, what Martin Luther King said, never allow a person to make you hate them so much that you would go so low. Basically, that's how he was saying. Or let a person make you low enough to hate them. You're not supposed to. You're not supposed to. You're not supposed to. And so my thing is, never again would that ever happen. But what do you do now? Because I want y'all to think about this when you sitting alone, you got a friend. How much of a friend are you? How much of a friend are you when y'all start beefing? when y'all start beefing, how much of a friend are you? What are you going to do? Are you going to tell all your business, tell what happened, let everybody know, where it went wrong, and just start gurgitating everything? Or are you going to stand your ground, wait for, things to calm down and make things right between you and your friend? Make up. Excuse me. How is it going to be? Because see, once you, I guess, deceive a person, once you start putting out their business, something that they trusted you with, it's hard to come back from that. It is really hard to come back from that. But the question is, do you really want to come back from that? Because how much do you value the friendship? That's a question. How much do you value that friendship to where you won't retain what y'all have shared together? Well, you don't have a problem with telling everybody what y'all have shared together. How much do you value their friendship? Because me personally, I don't even want to, if you're my friend, I don't want to lose your friendship. We're gonna fall out and everything. I mean, that's just gonna happen, Y'all, I'm answering stuff on social media, but we're gonna fall out. But I don't want to fall out to a point where there's no return. You see what I'm saying? Looking at Mr. Putin, President Putin, and make sure I say Mr. Prigozhin, this is probably a no return type thing. He probably can't come back and be friends with President Putin again. I'm pretty sure he will never be able to cook for him again. So, I mean, is that what you want in life? To fall out with somebody to that extent? And my question is no. My question is absolutely not. I do not want to fall out with anybody to where I can't rebuild that friendship. And I mean, sometimes, for real, sometimes it's not even worth rebuilding a friendship. Some friendships are not worth it. I'm telling you, some friendships are just not worth rebuilding. But it's up to you. It's your choice. It's your decision on what it is that you want to do. And so I just want to put that in your spirit today, because when I saw the beefing between Anita Baker, and then all weekend while I was on my vacation, every time I turned on CNN, that's all I saw was the beefing with Putin and his good friend. And I just could not believe it. So I just wanted to talk about that. I wish I had more people up here with me tonight to discuss what do you do. I mean, I done had friends that have betrayed me. I have had friends that messed with my boyfriend and all that stuff. I had all that. One of them I got back, and I did get her back. One of them I didn't, because I didn't want him anyway. So she was kind of doing me a favor for messing with him and stuff, because I didn't want him. I was ready to move on. You ever had somebody that you're ready to move on, and they're not, and so they continuously act like y'all still together, and you can't really move on because just for the fact that they continuously act like you're still together. And I have had that. It's a terrible feeling, because the potentials don't want to be bothered with that drama. You know what I'm saying? And so it'd be one of those, when you get that together, then you let me know. You let me know we ready. But until you can get that together, you keep that over there, because I don't want none of that. I don't want to, real men don't want to be bothered with the drama. Real men want you to handle your business and be done with it, and then you come to him. And see, and that's the thing. We think that our way of thinking, ladies, sometimes that we think the real men want the drama. We think the real man's supposed to be standing up for us and all that stuff. That's not a real man. A real woman wouldn't put her man in that predicament. A real woman would make sure that she has her stuff together. She has made it clear that that relationship is over, and she's made it clear to the person she was in a relationship with, and then she have gave him the opportunity to move on. See, what I used to do, I used to be like, listen, do you want me to help you find you a girlfriend? I'll certainly help you find one, because this right here has come to the end of the road. We are done, you know, and he just had a hard time accepting it. So I gave him a little time, and I didn't, deal with anybody else, because I didn't want to bring anybody into that type of atmosphere, because that's what real women do. And so after a while, he went away. After a while, he went away, and I was able to move on, because I let him basically wean out of the relationship. I do get tired. I mean, I dated him a long time. I mean, I dated him a few years, I would say. But I got tired of the lying. I got tired of the possibly cheating and stuff like that. The deceit and stuff, I got tired of that. So, when I was done, I was done. And I was already, trying to move on. but but he wouldn't let go. And sometimes they won't let go because they want to be the one to move on first. I don't care what it was. He could have just left me and said he dumped me. I didn't care. I just had to get out of there. So I gave him enough time to make his move, and then I moved on. But like I said, I had a girlfriend that did mess with him. I thought she was my friend. I really didn't care if she was my friend or not. But the thing was, a lot of people think that they're doing something to you, and so they'll do whatever it is they need to do to come against you, and they don't even know you could care less, but they think they're doing something. Especially those who have something against you. I've had women that seen men try to talk to me. And y'all, by no means do I think I'm better than anybody. I don't. I think I'm me. I think I just have a connection with people that if they sit down and talk to me, they find attraction in my intelligence. They find attraction, in the way that I talk to them and stuff like that. So I don't think I'm better than anybody. I know I'm a little plump and everything, but people like plump. They just might not tell you they do, but they do. But but I've seen women get upset because men want talking to me, and they're talking to me with more interest than they're talking to them. And I've seen the women. I'm telling you, I've seen them go out their way to try to be with the man. They go out their way to try to cater to him right in front of me as if I care, you know what I'm saying? Because easy come, easy go. You see what I'm saying? And I already know that. So if you're throwing yourself at an individual, whether male or female, 9 times out of 10, it won't last long. You know what I'm saying? So, excuse me, y'all. I must get from all that traveling. But yeah, you have to just take your time. And I talked about this before. Take your time, take your time, take your time. When you start sharing with people, be mindful of what you're sharing. Be careful of what you're sharing, because you don't want somebody to turn around and use what you shared against you. You don't want that. And in order for you not to get that, you have to be mindful of who you're talking to, what is their track record. Do they have a track record of sharing stuff that has been shared with them? Do they come back? Are they a dog that carries a bone? Because we know that a dog that brings a bone, carries a bone. If they come to you with some information, trust and believe they're going to take some information back. So if what you shared with them, you don't care that they share with somebody else, so may it be. But if you wanted your business to stay your business, be mindful of what you share, because friends can definitely turn into enemies, and then they put you in a situation that you don't need to be involved in, a situation that may cost you your livelihood, a situation that may cost you your family. You just never know, so you have to be careful. I go back to the President Putin and the Mr. Prigozhin issue. He knew from the jump that I believe he was the muscle behind Putin. The way that he act, I believe he was the muscle, and he knew he was the muscle. He knew he was the go-getter. He was the one Putin called when he needed some help or when he needed some stuff done. So he punked him. That's the way I look at it. Putin got punked. Don't come after me, sir. I'm just stating the obvious. He got punked. And that comes from getting too close to people, letting people see your what we call your whole card. You know what I'm saying? Let people see that card, baby. They know how to play you. They know how to play you, and he played them. And that's the same thing will happen to you and I if we allow people to play us with something that we've given them. We can't show them my card. We can't allow people to play us like that. So be mindful of who you talk to. Be mindful of what you say or how you say it, okay? Because you never want someone to use what you have given them against you. And it's okay to have friends, but keep your boundaries. Keep them away from your significant other. Keep them away from your spouses. Set boundaries. You don't need to leave your girlfriend in the house with your husband. She has no business there. If I'm not at home, wait for me. I'll call you when I get home, and you can meet me there. I personally don't bring too many people to my house now, so I know when I get married, I don't want you there. I will meet you. And it's nothing personal. It's just how I am. So set boundaries. Always have boundaries, because you never know what people are thinking. Just because somebody smile in your face don't mean they for you. Just because they say good job don't mean that they really mean it. And so you have to be always be a little leery on what you share with people, and the things that you do, and who you bring around your family. Like with me, I don't go on vacation with everybody. I don't like to do a lot of trips with people where I don't know, them big old girl trips and stuff like that. I don't like that. I mean, if you on a cruise and stuff, that's one thing, but that don't mean you with me, And so I'm real funny about who I share with. And I just ask you to be a little decisive on who you share with as well, because when friends beef, baby, it can be detrimental. It can be detrimental, especially if they know all your business. So listen to me. I'm so glad that I was able to spend this little bit of time with you, but I am exhausted. But I want you to on the 28th, I have a special show. I'm not sure if I'm going to air live or if I'm going to do it in video, but we have a special show. We're going to be interviewing someone on the 28th, and so I will be putting out a flyer for that show. So y'all stand by and stay tuned, and be looking forward to what we have on coming up in season 3 of Real Talk Live with Arnette D. Love. Remember, God loves you. I love you. Make sure you love yourself, and then you can go on and love someone else. That's the only way you can love correctly. So until we shall meet again, may you be blessed tremendously. Take care.